Welcome to Dalakos. As far as our opening hand, yeah, we'll keep on this one. I like it. Not too bad. Could have a little bit more action in our hand, but this is perfectly fine to keep. We've got a way to generate a few Thopters on the battlefield with Sai, the Master Thopterist. We've got Sahili as another Thopter excuse me, a servo option, and then we got Fervent Champion with a Fire Sword, which is always kind of nice. So, I don't know, the art's kind of goofy. I like it. Let's lead off with. I guess at this point we'll just go and lead off with Volcanic Island. Let's have. Yeah, let's get in for some damage. We're here to get some damage done. Let's get Fervent Champion swinging across. It has first strike and haste. Why not? Let's have some fun. Set the tone for the game. Let's go and swing in for one. Knock our opponent down to 29. And then we will pass the turn to our opponent. So we're playing Dalakos, Crafter of Wonders. Tap, add 2 mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Then equip creatures you control have flying and haste. Playing against Yasova Dragonclaw. Trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 mana. If you do, gain control of target creature and opponent controls with power less than Yusova's power until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. There we go. Let's lead off with nothing for 2, so we might as well just go and go for Battle Forged Axe. I think that sounds good. And we can, we can actually equip Battleforge Axe on the Fervent Champ. Oh, look at this value. Value Town. Let's go and swing in. He's like, I'm going to hold all the weapons. So we're going to swing in for, there we go. Look at Battleforge Axe. Then we can equip it back on there for free. Why not? Let's, we're just going to keep this train going. Anything else past it? I mean, I hope we get this. But that's going to be a lot of fun. It's got first strike. So we've got this horse that I just love thinking about Fervent Champion just like welding more and more battle axes to his horse as they just ride into battle. I don't know. It's a fun mental image. So we might see Yasova come down and be like, all right, that's a little too much fun over there. Yeah, that's probably it. Let's go and crack Misty. Let's grab ourselves a Steam Vents, have that come into play tapped, and then we'll pass it back over to our turn. But we're in a good position. We're going to be able to take care of Yasova, which is a very good option. So let's swing in first. First strike and haste. Yeah, I think we just go and swing in with a Fervent Champion. Look at this, just putting some beautiful pressure on our opponent early game. Very nice feeling. Let's go swing in for 5. Swinging across to see if that's going to be Yasova draw to block. If not, then we're going to end up with some more copies of Battleforged Axe. It's going to be like the Oprah show. Everybody's going to get a Battleforged Axe today. So if you're watching today, hey, hope you're excited. Let's have Mountain come down. And I guess the better option, because we just want to get a few more creatures down at this point, would be Looter. I think that's good. We'll do that, and we'll equip it onto a champion. Look at that. That's beautiful. Anything else past the turn? All right, so we've got a couple different options to generate some tokens. We've got a 9/1 horse with a bunch of axes taped to it, so we've got some good action. We'll probably end up doing is if we want to shift one of the Battleforged axes over to Looter, we might end up doing that. In fact, we can shift 2 of them over there. Looter will have Shadow, so that will allow us to at least kind of swing past our opponent. We just kind of spread some of the damage out, though. But we did cover most commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you want to be one of the engineers that helps Dalakos make this infinite Battleforged axe somehow, I don't know. He's the crafter of wonders, so don't question him. Head over to MTGOTraders. We're looking for weapons engineers to help us have some fun. Also, let's give a quick shout out to Ink. Oh, we got Barrier Umbra coming down. Let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com/Jolt. If you haven't treated yourself in a long time, make sure that you do. You can, they don't have the mana for that. But yeah, head over to inkgaming.com/Jolt. They have playmats, they got dice bags, a lot of cool stuff. And then as long as you go inkgaming.com/Jolt, that will apply the coupon. And also, last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to support cool content like this, if you want to support the Bloodforged Battle Axe making a bunch of copies of itself, consider being a patron of my Patreon. I'd appreciate it. So, anything else? I think that's officially free time. Let's have some fun. So we've got Yasova swinging across. That Bear Umbra is going to allow them to untap their lands and generate some mana. But unless they get a creature down, we're going to be able to get in for 9. And I kind of do like that. So it reminds me of like a glitch in the Matrix. I mean, this is just... I almost didn't put Fervent Champion in here because I was like, should we put it? I was like, well... This just like free equips and it has first strike and haste. So it's like, all right, we'll put it in there. And then my goodness, this is a very, very good card for the deck. Because one of the things that if you're building Voltron, this isn't necessarily a heavy Voltron deck, but one of the things that you do want to keep in mind is with a Voltron deck, you at least have more threats that you can very quickly get equipment onto that creature to kind of try to take the game over. And so Fervent Champion is definitely one of those. All right, so our opponent swinging in for 6. They were tapping out for mana during their attack steps. So I don't know if they forgot what step they were in. I've done that before. Yeah, there you go. That happens all the time. Ooh, we've got ourselves a Sword of Feast and Famine. So it's going to be a race at this point. So our opponent is tapped out. That's going to be another mountain. Okay, so I guess at this point we just kind of loot with yeah, I think that's going to be a good option. Let's go and swing across. We're going to be able to get some more Bloodforged axes on Champion, which sounds like a beautiful option. So let's go and swing in for 10. That's going to put them down to 11. And yeah, we're just going to get an extra card draw off of Looter, just to kind of see what's going to happen. And then, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, this is good. This is good magic. All right, so oh, this is good. All right, so first strike damage. Now we're gonna get the looter damage and Jeskai Elder. We got Granny coming down. We'll discard a card. I guess we just get rid of Rogue's Path. No, we need Rogue's Passage. We'll get rid of Mountain. Yeah, that's fine. All right, and then we're gonna go to our main phase. Let's have Flooded Strand come down. And that's going to give us access to 2 mana. So I guess at this point, we might as well just go Jeskai Elder. And we'll give her one of these Battleforge axes, And so let's go ahead and crack a Flooded Strand. And we'll go and put one of those on there. She does have Prowess. So at least, at the very least, Prowess is a non-creature spell. Yeah. So we can at least go for the Battleforge onto Jeskai Elder. And then go from there. But yeah, why not? Let's have some fun. Let's get all these Battleforge axes on here. And like Benny Hill music. Just imagine how heavy that horse is now. The horse is like, whoa, straining under the weight. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be 7 axes on that horse. And then Fervent Champion, I guarantee you, has the exact same face. He's pumped. All right, so now our opponent, they're in a weird position. They can't swing in to untap their lands. At the very least, they need to get some sort of answer for Fervent Champion, because if they just swing in with Yasova, Sword of Feast and Famine is nice, but we'll have to discard a card, but there's nothing that they can do. They don't know, but we do have Rogue's Passage, so that's another option that we can go for. And if this is more of a mono-green build of Yasova, that might end up actually being pretty good for us. They're going to go for Skoos, which thankfully there's nothing that they can do right now. And so if we just end up going Rogue's Passage, we might end up doing that. That's going to be pretty good. Oh, yeah. We didn't get Dalakos. Yeah, I'm digging this. All right. So it's going to be a Sword of Feast and Famine. Now, what ended up happening with that Bear Umbra is that with Sword of Feast and Famine, it gives them protection from black and green. And so that includes your own stuff. Yeah, opponent just said, oops, I've done this all the time. That happens sometimes. And so basically what happens is, since they had their creature enchanted with Bear Umbra, they decided to go for Sword of Feast and Famine. Now that Yasova has protection from black and green, that's going to make it to where Bear Umbra does not stick around on the battlefield. So that does happen. All right, so we got Yasova Dragonclaw. And if they want to, well, no, they don't have the mana for it. So probably going to see Yasova Dragonclaw hold back at this point, I think. No? Okay, we're swinging for 6. Yeah, because technically they can just block with Jeskai. Not Jeskai. They can block with Scavenging Ooze. So they're going to be able to swing in, knock us down to 16. It's going to be 12 total commander damage. We do have to discard a card. So at this point, we're going to get rid of Saheeli. Now we'll get rid of Saheeli, because Sai, if we run into an artifact, we have a ton of artifacts in here, we'll be able to generate a few more tokens and then be in a pretty good spot. So, but yeah, with Rogue's Passage, should seal the game up. We see. I mean, we've got 15 coming across. If they wanted to high market and sack a creature to gain some life, and then Scavenging Ooze to exile it, and we were looking at maybe 2 life, and that put them at 13. And we can always just equip the other Battleforge axe onto Fervent Champion. So I think that sounds like a pretty good plan. Totally with the Fervent Champion. It is, it's how good that is. I'm digging it. All right, and we will see Gurk Wildspeaker come down. Untap up to 2 target lands, so they can untap Guy's Cradle to generate a little bit extra mana. I don't think that's going to be a problem for us, but we'll see what else they can assemble. Because like I mentioned, we've got Rogue's Passage. which is going to be, should be the game. So it's going to be Eternal Witness on Bear Umbra. All right, there we go. Yeah, that definitely should be the game. Okay. We're going to get a few more triggers too. And then, I don't know, I just love Jeskai Granny over there. She works out really well in this deck, so pretty cool. It reminds, oh, what is that? It reminds me of Captain Marvel, where she fights the old lady on the bus. All right. If you haven't seen it, I mean, you'll be able to know what I'm talking about. Let's have Rogue's Passage come down. We're going to go Mana Crypt. And yeah, that'll be good, because just in case. But that's going to be a prowess trigger for Jeskai Elder. And what we can do is we can actually just go for Dalakos, and that's going to give everybody flying, which they have no way for reach. Yeah, let's just do that instead. Well, I guess technically, yeah. So if we just end up going Dalakos, no, I like Rogue's Passage because this is Teamer, just in case there's counter magic, like Force of Will. This looks to be like a mono green build. But just in case. All right, so we're going to make it to where Fervent Champion can't be blocked, and he's going to be able to swing in, sneakily sneak into the, the fortress with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with a 7-axed horse. And just, all right, opponents can scoop up on this one, so good game to them. Yeah, the main reason is we could have gotten Dalakos down. That would have given everybody flying in haste. But just in case, our opponent is playing Teamer because of the activated ability, or the triggered ability on the bottom, there is a chance that technically Force of Will might be in there. Now, what we saw appeared to be a mono green build, and so that might be it. But just in case we had Force of Will, the better line of play was to go Rogue's Passage, just to send in champions. But other than that, we could have gotten down Dalakos to have some fun with Granny Jeskai. But we would have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 7 more Battle Forged axes on the battlefield. I don't know, that's beautiful. Anyway, hope you're excited for Dalakos. We got some more games to record. And if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Dalakos. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, we'll keep on this one. Got nothing too crazy in the opening hand. We've got, and I think, depending on how this video turns out, you'll see the video prior to this, at least some point. Anyway, let me get this video going, and then we'll talk about that. So let's go ahead and crack Arid Mesa. Look at this beautiful Shivan Reef. Oh, God, that looks good. All right, let's go and crack Arid Mesa. Yeah, it just looks good on that old school border, the contrasting red and the blue. Beautiful. Let's grab ourselves a Steam Vents, have that come into play tapped. Not going to pay 2, and then anything else, we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. So we're playing Dalakos, Crafter of Wonders. Tap, add 2 mana to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Then equip creatures you control have flying and haste. Playing against Yasova Dragonclaw. Trample at the beginning of combat on your turn. You may pay 3 mana. Teamer, well, not Teamer, but isn't. If you do, gain control of target creature and opponent controls with power less than Yasova's power until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. So let's have Island come down. Let's go for Ethereum Sculptor. It's going to give us a nice reduced cost on our artifacts, and then pass it over to our opponent. So we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. We are looking for engineers. If you want to be a Wonder engineer and help us assemble some really clunky board states or really fun board states, head on over there. Dalakos and I are looking for some, I guess, interns really to help us build the next big magic thing, next magic board state. So if that floats your boat, hey, you should do it. Let's have Island come down, and Commander Sphere is going to cost 2 less. Yeah, I guess at this point we still just end up going Dalakos. Yeah, just because, I mean, that's going to give us, well, it helps if one of those taps down for red. Let's go red. Yeah, there we go. All right, we did tap down for red. We believe in ourselves. All right, let's have Dalakos enter the battlefield. And then next turn, we'll kind of go from there. We've got some good options. We've got Imperial Recruiter. Do we want to? Yeah, we'll swing in for 1. We want to be aggressive in this deck. Every points of damage is going to matter. If they've got a flash option, they've got a flash option. And so there we go. Pass it over there. So, but yeah, be sure to check out MTGOTraders, looking for interns. Also, let's give a quick shout out to inkgaming.com/Jolt. If you want to treat yourself, make sure that you do head on over there. You can find anything on their website as long as you go inkgaming.com/Jolt. That will apply the coupon. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to support cool content like this, if you want to support the research program that Dalakos is trying to assemble, consider being a patron on my Patreon. I would greatly appreciate it. So, if you can't do that, hey, no problem. Just tell somebody about the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Or if you can get your hands on some of those sweet tokens, make sure you're a patron of my Patreon. You'll be automatically entered into the giveaway. And there we go. Let's have some fun. So, Yasova Dragonclaw trigger. Now, our opponent does have, the way we sequence these videos, we played against Yasova earlier, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to release them this way. In fact, I will. You know, the video we saw prior to this, it appeared to be a mono green version of Yasova, and maybe they just ripped into straight green. Maybe they changed it to the Teamer version. Who knows? We will see. So, let's have, I guess at this point, so we're going to have 2 mana for Commander Sphere, which we can just straight up just cast it because it costs 1 less from Ethereum Sculptor. And then that's going to be land drop for the turn, which is going to be Island. We can go for Imperial Recruiter. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Imperial Recruiter. And then that'll still allow us to go for Daring Saboteur. That way we can, what do we want to grab? We want to grab some equipment or something. So we can grab Jeskai Elder Sword. Let's grab some mages. So we've got something that costs 2. That if that's what we would end up going for, I think that might be. What is the Battleforge? Where's Battleforge Axe? Where you at? That costs 1. So Trinket Mage is going to be 1. So let's do that. So let's grab ourselves Trinket Mage. We grab Trinket Mage, and then anything else, yeah, we'll go for Daring, and then that's going to be 2, and then we're going to go and pass turn over to our opponent. So not swinging in for 1 into that 4/2. That does not sound that good. So hopefully we can get that Battleforge Axe going, and then we can get it equipped on some of our creatures. Just having that option of having equipped creatures you control flying and haste. Oh, that is a good option. Because let's say we have Trinket Mage come down, then we can get it and equip it on there and then immediately swing in. It is a wonderful feeling. So at this point, we're going to try to open up the Dalakos Armory and make sure that everybody has some fun today. So we're going to try to get that Battleforge Axe to connect and then get a few more of those little artifacts going. So should be a pretty good option for us. But as far as Dalakos goes, nothing too crazy with this deck. You know, there's not really super heavy on like big mana activations. This is pretty much just a looter value-based deck. I mean, there's just so many times with Dalakos where you don't really have to do anything that hard with Dalakos to end up with a very nice board state. You know, just toss down a couple pieces of equipment, get it onto a nice creature, and then swing across. So the strength of the deck is being able to swing in and either attack your opponent pretty quick, you know, deal with planeswalkers, or just generate value really quick. So when you're thinking about building Dalakos, or at least the way I built this deck, the way I approached this deck was don't necessarily get hung up on building the world's biggest Voltron creature. Just worry on getting down stuff like Battleforged Axe, or getting down stuff like Sword of the Animist, or what's the other one? Mask of Memory. You know, you just want to be able to get, because having that evasion built into your commander and ramping is a very good thing. So it's kind of like Valduke in a way, to where it's, even though it's an equipment heavy deck, it's, you know, far away from Voltron. You know, it's just not Voltron. It's kind of a different gameplay. It's a nice combination of Voltron and kind of like these little looter style decks. I don't know. It's just a very nice option. So pretty cool. In fact, I need to add Dalakos to Admiral Beckett. I think that'll go in there. That'll be a pretty good option. So let's go for Trinket Mage. We're going to be able to make the land drop for the turn. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. And then we get down for 1 and equip for 2. Yeah, I think that'll be good. All right, so let's do that. So we're going to have Trinket Mage grab ourselves that Battleforged Axe. Let's get in. Yes, definitely want to use that ability. And let's get this popped out. There we go. Let's grab Battleforged Axe. Let's make the land drop for the turn. Shivan Reeve. And then, yeah, we're going to get some card draw going. So we're going to get this down for free with Ethereum Sculptor, which is a beautiful feeling. Let's equip that onto Daring. That is going to be... Yeah, we'll tap down for Dalakos. That'll be fine, because we're not really wanting to do anything else, and we just want to get some card advantage going. And our opponent's tapped out, which is going to be a good feeling. So the only thing is we do need to spread the wealth around with the Yasova. Having that gain control part, that's going to be something we need to watch out for, especially with that, if they gain control of our commander with that Battleforge. It's not going to be that good. So we need to get some stuff going on our side a little bit quicker. So we're going to swing across for 4. That's going to get an extra Battleforged Axe on the battlefield, and then we will decide how we want to do this. All right, so we're going to be able to cash in a loot ability with Daring. Yes, definitely want to do that ability. Island, and I guess at this point, that's going to be 1, 2, 3. We've got tons of islands, so we'll actually just get rid of Island. Get ourselves an extra Battleforged Axe. There we go. And I guess it doesn't really matter how we want to sequence this, but we're going to put it onto another creature. I guess Trinket Mage, it's your time to shine. You're a 2/2. Let's go for it. It's going to be Shivan Reeve. There we go. We're going to equip Battleforged Axe onto Trinket Mage, and that's going to be a 4/2 flyer. So anything else, we will pass the turn. At least with Yasova, we do have the option to, if they grab Trinket Mage, that's fine. They can fly in and block. But at this point, we might be able to race our opponent just a little bit quicker. But this is it. This is what you want to do with Dalakos. You want to get down some cheap artifact enablers, Ethereum Sculptor, when you use some sort of way to grab some sort of looter effect with Daring Saboteur, and then just get something like Battleforged Axe going. You know, just get these just clunky, fun value board states. It really does kind of play out like a cube deck sometimes, in that each game doesn't play out differently. I mean, each game does play out differently. There's not really a set way to win. And especially if you're a Spike, if you're new to Commander, you don't know what to build out of the new set, toss together a Dalakos deck and just have it just be looters and good equipment, because there's no tutor line to go for. There's no whatever you need to do. It's just like, can I win through magic ability? Can I win through just pure, like, just small time magic value? That's kind of what it's going for. So I'm really enjoying it. As far as the other options in the deck, kind of the bigger stuff that we do have Conjurer's Closet in here. Some of the germ tokens are really good in this deck. A lot of those, let's see what they decide to destroy. Are we going to see the respect for the Battleforged Axe? Let's see. But yeah, with Conjurer's Closet, think about that. We're going to be able to drop in Trinket Mage and turn after turn, grab some more different equipment or just grab Soul Ring. And so we got that Conjurer's Closet. We do have Mirror Works, which is going to allow us to, once an artifact enters the battlefield, you can pay 2 mana to make a copy of it. So that way we can copy some of our better stuff, like Sword of Feast and Famine, Sword of Fire and Ice, and then I think what else? The germ tokens. Germ token enters the battlefield, it's already going to have haste and flying. So just imagine just going for Batterskull and having it coming in like Thundermaw Hellkite. My goodness, that's going to be a pretty good option. So, all right, so we got Yasova swinging across for 6. That will put us at 12 total commander damage. We will get to a point to where we need to kind of just wait for a little bit at some point. Not wait for a little bit, at least be aware of commander damage, see if we want to chump block. But since Yasova has trample damage, we might as well just go and let it go on through. I'd rather have an extra creature on the battlefield at this point right now. So, all right, it's going to be a Bident of Thassa card draw. And actually, this is probably something that I should toss in there because that's such a wonderful effect. So, all right, so swinging it for 6 is going to put us down to 12 commander damage and put us down to 17. We might go ahead and crack a Commander Sphere on this because 5 mana is pretty much where this deck, in fact, this 5 mana is where this deck tops out at. And so, and also 3 and then 2 mana for equip for most of our equipment. That's pretty good. So, at this point, we're kind of in a weird spot with Bear Umbra, being able to gain control of some of our threats. So we do want to be aggressive and try to go for some card draw. I think that'll help us out. So they're actually going to go for Tameo. Let's see how they decide to sequence this Tameo. The good thing about Battleforged Axe is we can toss it onto whatever creature we want. So, all right, so they do end up tapping down that. Let's go and crack Commander's Field or cash in a card draw. And we're just looking for, Valduke, Keeper of the Flame. Okay. So it's going to be an extra elemental. Let's see how we want to do this. We'll see. They're tapped down. Either way, we're going to have to be shifting that around. So, and then we rip into an additional island. Okay. Now, if we go Valduke, they can gain control, get some extra elementals. I think we can still survive off of that, but at least we'll kind of be able to deal with Tameo. I think that sounds like a pretty good bet. All right, so let's have Island come down. Yeah, I do like this. So let's go Valduke, Keeper of the Flame. And that's going to be a 3-2, which is our biggest power and toughness at this point right now. So I think we go have Valduke come down. It's going to equip Battleforged Axe onto Valduke. It's going to be 1-2. Flying in haste. Let's go and swing in. We're going to need an extra token. And I think at this point, we just want to deal with Tameo pretty bad. Yeah, so we're going to get that extra elemental swinging in. So let's go ahead and swing in. That's going to be 5 in the air. And actually, 5 in the air is going to get it either way. So we're going to swing in at Tameo. I'm going to send the elemental in at our opponent. And then I guess we can still end up swinging in Trinket Mage at our opponent, because then they're not going to really be able to do much about that. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we've got the Trinket Mage swinging in our opponent. If they're going to block with Acidic Slime, they can. Valduke has flying at a 5-2, which is going to deal with Tameo, and then we've got the Elemental swinging in for 3. So there we go. All right, good little attack step. Like I mentioned, we still need to watch out for Yasova, but kind of like him. This is a very good indication of what, this is what I'm talking about, especially if you're a spike, just something like Valdug, that's going to give you some interesting lines of play to go for. You can get some elementals happening, all around, a lot of fun. So anything else? No, I think we're going to pass turn to our opponent. So we did end up dealing with Tamio. That's going to at least allow us Daring Saboteur to be on top. Now, unfortunately, with Battleforged Axe, we weren't able to get an extra copy of it. Bummer. We could have shifted that around, but hopefully we run into some more equipment. We do have some good equipment in here. Mask of Memory, Sword of the Animus. Oh, I will mention Sword of the Animus is a legendary equipment. So if you try to go for Masterwork of Ingenuity, copying Sword of the Animus, your opponent will look at you kind of confused for a second as you choose which copy you want to keep. And I did that last night while I was testing the deck out. So that's something you do want to keep in mind. It's just one of those like, oh, we got ourselves an Oko. Okay, let's see. If they want to Oko the Battleforged Axe, that would probably be the better line of play. We'll see, because then that cuts us off any sort of equipment. But we'll see. Well, let's see what they decide to Oko with. And that's going to be a Bloom Tinder entering the battlefield. Okay, so we got Yasova targeting Imperial Recruiter, and then that's going to be a 6/4, so they will be able to swing in and untap. So it's going to be 6 in the air. Yeah, that's going to put us at 18 damage. Do we want to toss turn? Yeah, I think we're still just kind of holding up on this one. One of the things we're really missing right now would just be some sort of card advantage. That really kind of helps out, kind of push our game plan. So, all right, it's going to be 6 coming across. It's going to put us at 18 commander damage. That puts us in a spot next turn to where we need to do something about the Yasova swinging in. It also goes to show you just how good something like Bear Umbra is. Just being able to swing in, like turn your creature sideways and unlock your lands to untap them. That is a very good feeling. So that's definitely Bear Umbra's put in some work. And then plus, just imagine Yasova floating like that guy over there. Okay, and actually they're going to end up going for Dalakos. It's going to turn into a 3/3. Yeah, that's fine with us. One of the things with Dalakos is, and excuse me, that does get rid of the other ability with Dalakos. Okay. So our Dalakos has been turned into a elk. And that's going to stop Valdug. And we draw into Wooded Foothills, which is pretty much not what we wanted. Can't be blocked this turn. Yet, I guess at this point, we equip it on there for 2. Yeah, we're paying the iron price for this swing in, but man, we need to get some stuff. Yeah, they're going to be able to keep going for the +1, too, off of Oko. Yeah, let's go and do that. We can tap down for 1. Can't be blocked this turn. Yeah, we're just not really ripping into a lot of good stuff. I mean, see, we're just kind of hitting some land. So let's go and swing in. There's no auras on Valdug. We're still going to end up swinging in with Daring Saboteur. Oh, and they're actually going to send in the entire crew with Biden of Thassa to kind of clear the way for next turn? Okay. You got it. So if we have to swing in, we have to swing in. Yeah, that's what the creatures opponents control attack this turn if able. All right, so let's do this. So let's go and send in Valdug at Oko. Let's send in Trinket Mage at Oko. Let's send Daring up top to our opponent. Let's send in at Oko. Because if we're going to be having to swing in, we definitely want to get some sort of action against our opponent. So they're going to have at least 2 creatures. And so, yeah, we're just going to send the whole crew in at Oko. We just don't really want to play around that. We're going to get an extra loot with Saboteur. So this is going to be good for us. So let's see how they decide to end up blocking on this one. Okay, so we're going to see Acidic Slime block on Valdug. That's going to get rid of Oko. That's going to be a Battleforged Axe trigger. That's going to be a Daring Saboteur trigger. We're going to, yes, definitely use that ability. Mox Opal, okay, a little late to the party. But that'll end up being 1, 2, 3, so actually not that bad. Let's get rid of Academy Ruins. We'll discard that. And then that does allow us to get a copy of that and still end up going Mox Opal just to give us a little bit extra mana, which is always nice. Let's go and cast Mox Opal. Let's have for Inventor's Fair come down because that's going to give us a little bit extra life gain. And I guess at this point, we just end up putting Battleforged Axe. We're tapped out, but we've got enough mana to where we can just do this next turn. So we'll end up going for that, equipping Battleforged Axe onto something else. Yeah, we could have equipped it, but if they end up gaining control of one of our creatures, because that's going to be, technically it's going to be lethal right now with Daring Saboteur. So maybe they don't see it. Maybe they just get too wrapped up in Bloom Tinder tapping it. Either way, we're tapped out, so they're going to be able to probably looks like they're going to be able to close this one out. So, but one thing, with Dalakos, I didn't really know where I wanted to take it. I have gotten in a couple different games. Some of the games are pretty fun. I've got a lot of ramp in here, so I'm thinking I'm going to. I think this deck would do really well with Young Pyromancer and then a little bit of a Spellslinger token kind of package, and then also stuff like Sword of Feast and Famine, Sword of Fire and Ice. Ooh, we just got just a straight up Crater Hoof. All right, there we go. Crater Hoof's coming down. Good game to our opponent. But yeah, so I think I'll be kind of tweaking this a little bit. Just really kind of doubling up on creatures that deal damage and do something nice, like card draw, whatever that may be, in addition to just cheap equipment that kind of keeps the equipment flowing. I think this is exactly where this deck wants to be. So yeah, it's kind of like when I first built Valduke. I put every single sort of blank in there, and I was like, oh, and then you just get to this point to where you're like, it doesn't matter what equipment we have. Like, I just want a piece of equipment on there as cheaply as possible. So that's kind of what we're going with this deck. So there we go. Opponent's going to get it on this one. That's going to be a Yasova trigger with that commander damage. Good game to our opponent. They got the win in game 2. So that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of back and forth and ended up with a really nice board state. We tried to get the Battleforge Battle Axe game plan going, but unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. But if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.